Welcome to the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show.
Let me talk to you.
Well. Glad that's over with. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show. I am Razorback Zach from the Central Arkansas Hog Pen alongside Jesse the Beard Thurman. MC ran to the Deerwoods because he just couldn't take any more of the collapse against the University of Texas, where Arkansas drops the game 20-10 in what could have been the biggest upset of the season for Arkansas. And they had chances to do it, Jesse. But once again, Arkansas falls flat on offense. And thanks to a true freshman.
Well, we'll start with this. I'd rather watch Days of Our Lives than Arkansas football anymore.
Wow. I mean,
I feel your pain, Dennis. I feel your pain.
Doesn't get any more straight shooting than that, does it?
I can't complain after this one, Zach. Our score predictions were out there. We all thought it was going to be Ole Miss 2.0, and defense came to play. The changes helped. We look good out there for our talent level. Coaches made adjustments.
Well,
Texas is just a better football team at the end of the day.
And here's the thing, and you made this point in pre-show, we just don't have talent. You know, we don't have SEC caliber talent. And the guys did all they could. I'll give them credit where credit's due. But this is a failure of leadership from the coaching staff, in my opinion. Defense, yes, came to play. Bobby tried to call the best game he could.
But when Talon holds onto the ball like it's a precious stone,
there you go. This is the Talon
ends up on his backside.
This is the Talon that we saw back in Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, early on, and now you've got 2 games left to get to 500, to get to 6-6. Okay. Now the game was about even. If you think about it, the game was about even as far as yardage. Both 20-15 as far as first downs to the advantage of Texas. Third down efficiency, Texas was 4 of 15. We were 5 of 12. So Texas, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Texas is not the elite team that their record shows that they are. They're not. But we're just not that good.
We're the top of the lower. There's 16 teams, so we're the top of the lower fourth of the SEC.
We are number 9 in the SEC, if you want my opinion.
I don't even think we're that high. I think we're 12.
Well, that's not the top.
That's the top of the bottom quarter. 4 teams each quarter.
All right. Yeah, all right.
We're better than Mississippi State. We're better than Kentucky. And we're better than Auburn.
We were averaging 400 yards a game. You know how many rushing yards we had total? Not total yardage, but total rushing yards.
82.
80 freaking 2. You can't run the ball. All right. Now, penalties was the exact same. They threw this officiating crew threw 4 flags total the entire game. 2 each team. 15 yards each. That's all we had. 2 penalties for 15 yards. All right.
But they picked up all the flags on Texas.
No. According to stat sheet, they both had 2 penalties for 15 yards.
Okay. Yeah, we had a couple holding calls.
The time of possession, exact same. Time of possession was exact same. 30 minutes. All right. Passing yards, 176 to 149 in favor of Texas. So you really can't say this was a lopsided loss. This was just, hey, Texas was the better team. Plain and simple.
Texas got a couple lucky breaks on a couple flags. The kick catch interference, I can see why that one got picked up. The pass interference never should have been picked up. He was there about half a second to a full second before the ball got there. That's pass interference. Didn't have any effect on the game, though. Very next play, Talon hits Armstrong down the sideline for a big gain. We go on to score on that drive. My question is, where was Isaac Tesla?
Here's my question. Let me take your question. Let me raise it one more. Okay. Who the hell is CJ Brown and why was he on the field?
One catch, 12 yards, one turnover.
So it really wasn't a catch. It was a freaking fumble.
Oh, no, he caught it and took off with it, and then he fumbled it.
That right there was the turn of the was the end of the game. That right there changed everything because the game at one point, the game was within 3.
We let them go down and score. We were driving on that drive, and that was the last time we'd have the football for the day.
Again, this all goes back, and I swear I sound like a broken record, okay? But look at the teams around us: Missouri, A&M, Ole Miss, Georgia, Alabama. What do they all have in common, Jesse?
Decent coaches.
Okay. What's the other thing they have in common?
I'm sticking to decent coaches. That's my final answer. What do you
I'll
got?
go NIL. They have NIL money.
Arkansas's got NIL money.
No, they've embraced NIL. Okay? That is what this comes down to. It's not about loyalty to programs anymore. And Sam Pittman needs to get out of this. I want people that want to come play here. Guess what? Nobody's going to want to come play here if they're not getting paid. That is what this world has come to. That is what this society now wants. That is what the players in the NCAA now want more than anything. They don't give a damn about playing time. They don't give a damn about the league. They want to know how much money they can make and make right now. And that is what this game right here just proved. It was a statement. Number one, it was not even a statement by Texas like they were supposed to have to the playoff committee because it's Arkansas of all teams. If you're going to make a statement, you should have made it against Georgia. All right. If you're going to make a statement, make it against A&M in a couple of weeks. Okay. But for Arkansas, this right here should prove to the administration, and I'm pointing to Hunter Yurachek and the board of trustees. You either embrace the NIL or you shut the hell up and have to deal with the fact that the fan base no longer has any confidence in his coaching staff. All right,
you do realize we have 3 million more in our collective than Ole Miss does.
All right, I'm going to sit here and just hand you the talking stick before I beat myself with it.
From what I can find online, we've got a little over 11 million in the Edge collective. The Grove has 8.9.
So why are they 41-17 and we're 28-30?
Coaching and administration.
Starts at the top. I will literally call Hunter Yurachek out right now. I am not that scared that he has failed this university. He has failed this football program.
Here's a question for you, Zach. Who has Hunter Yurachek hired at the University of Arkansas?
He got here in 17.
I believe that's right.
Pitt.
It's the only coach he's hired.
Because you can't even say he hired John Calipari. That was all John Tyson.
Exactly. Dave Van Horn, baseball runs itself. Softball
runs itself.
I want to say she was a Long hire. I'm pretty sure Long hired her his final year. Jason Watson, I believe, was here under Long. Colby Hill,
but again,
under Long.
If you look, and all the fans are going to point to coaching, and I get that. You're going to point to coaching. I get that. Okay. but it's talent level. If you want to point and blame something on this loss, it's talent level.
But you know who that comes back on?
Yes and no.
Oh, 100% yes. There's no about it.
I'll go 75-25. How about that? 90-10. I'll go 90-10. I'll go 90-10. 90% coaching, but 10% in lack of NIL. Because with NIL money comes the talent. Comes the coach that has experience in coaching. Not a position coach, not somebody who's from Arkansas. He's an Arkansas guy like Drinkwitz or Rhett Lashley.
Comes down to being able to scout talent and then being able to coach that talent. Our coaching staff has proved they can't do either.
Here's the problem. Everybody thought Bobby Petrino was the second coming. That, oh my God, Bobby Petrino is going to save football. And while, yes, that may be true, but for me and my perspective, and I don't give a damn what other podcasts say, I'm a freaking realist, and I will stay that way till my dying day. But I blame lack of NIL, lack of embracing of NIL by the administration and the coaching staff on this loss. Period.
Let's jump into these comments, see what the Hog Fanatics have to say.
Oh, you mean what some people call a trash fan base?
We're not going to go there. I got words that aren't family friendly.
I do too, and I'm trying to dumb it down because, well, yeah. We may need to have a Hog Havoc about that.
Loki, the issue isn't the talent. The issue isn't that Texas is a much, much better team this year. The issue is that the most consistent thing about our team is their inconsistency. He's not wrong.
He's not.
Ole Miss don't blow us out 63 to whatever we ended up scoring if we play like this.
63 was it 63-10, 60-10, 63-23, something like that?
I think we scored 20 or 30 on them, but it didn't matter. Yeah, Dennis Gamble. We aren't that good and we don't have talent. Missouri, where he lives, embraced NIL. Arkansas didn't. This loss would not be as bad if we had won the games we should have won this season.
And which ones were they? Oklahoma State, A&M. Shouldn't have struggled against UAB.
And Mizzou might have a good record. NIL ain't helping Mizzou right now. Mizzou just has a soft schedule.
63-31 was the final 2 weeks ago.
Mizzou just got a soft schedule. Who has Mizzou played? Bama. Got their tails beat into the dirt.
A&M. And they got spanked by A&M.
Yes. They lost those two games by a combined 60-something points because Bama was 34-0, I think.
Vanderbilt gave them the game
41-10.
Vanderbilt also gave them a game in overtime, double overtime.
That's right. That's before we knew Vandy was for real. If Vandy wouldn't have missed the kick, Vandy would have beat them.
All right, but you have to look at. I mean, look at first year Mike Elko down at A&M. All right, I was heavily critical of A&M going into the season, that they were overranked, overhyped, estimated, everything. They're getting ready to try to battle for the spot in Atlanta. First year head coach. We're in year 5, and we're struggling to make 6 wins.
But, Zach, we can't compare ourselves to those teams because we're not on that level. It's not fair, and that hurts the argument's facts that there's no excuse for what we're seeing out there.
But there's no excuse, no. But the reason behind it that we're not on that level, the cheddar.
Wow, I was calling out one of our haters that listens on Twitter because
we got a couple of haters on Twitter. By the way, if you do listen, thank you. We appreciate it.
Garrett Ray, I am mad at Petrino for spoiling Green being a pocket passer and bad calls. No, Taylon Green held on to the ball and waited till somebody came and gave him a hug in the first half.
Garrett, that wasn't
ain't
on
Petrino.
That ain't on Petrino. I'm gonna have to rule you in a little bit. That wasn't on Petrino. Okay. Petrino's not out there throwing the ball. Petrino's not out there holding on to the ball till the cows come home. All right.
Or throwing into triple coverage for an interception.
Exactly. Okay. Petrino's not out there slipping and falling like Tyrone Broden did. Okay. He's not dropping the ball in the most critical moment of the game. He's not out there dropping the ball. This is not on Petrino. That's a horrible take.
Loki's got a hot take. I think this whole season would be a lot easier to swallow if we hadn't upset Tennessee. I think he's right because they showed what they're capable of, but we have not been able to consistently get that same effort and execution out of this team.
I disagree, and I go back to the point that you go on the road and beat an Auburn or Mississippi State, who are at the bottom of the SEC. We are no better this year than we were last year because we still can't beat A&M. You couldn't beat a very overrated Oklahoma State team. You got thumped by LSU. You got thumped by Ole Miss. All right.
It's a lot easier to say lack of talent and everything else when you haven't seen what they're capable of playing up to.
We haven't seen what they're capable of doing because
they beat number 4 Tennessee.
We caught Tennessee on a bad night because they were overlooking us. Because look at what they've done versus what we've done since then.
It doesn't matter. They played to a higher level than they played in any other game this season, minus UAPB, which don't count.
Yeah, don't count that game.
But they can't play to that level. Loki goes on to say, NIL has ruined college sports.
We've said that all. I mean, we've said that since the inception.
I don't think it has. It's only fair these kids get paid a little bit of money when these universities are making billions with a B off their back.
You and I have very different takes on NIL.
NIL is perfectly fair.
You and I have
do your job. Go do your job. Let your company collect that contract check. But all you get is room and board and a little bit of food. Not even enough to hold you over, but a little bit of food. No paycheck.
And an education.
You're not allowed to make money for 4 years.
An education to make money if my aspirations are to go to the league.
But an aspiration, all this money
aspirations to
anything.
make money in the league and have a career to fall back on. Should I blow out my knee? Should I tear up my back? Should, for God's sakes, have CTE and can't play in the league anymore? But if you're going to
billions of dollars off these kids, these kids deserve a cut.
If you're going to embrace NIL, if you're going to structure NIL to where it's not just this out of control money making scheme, if you want to call it that, structure it like the NFL. Because essentially that's what we are now. We are the NFL Developmental League. So each position has its own base contract.
There are no contracts in college football. It's all endorsements. There are no limits on endorsements in the professional leagues.
Here's the thing. You have the biggest retailer in the world. Not what, Jesse, you live up there. What? 30 minutes from that university's campus?
About 30 minutes to get to home office.
And you can't get an NIL from them? You can't get them. The best you can do is the logo on the field and in the stands and on the basketball court?
Because they can't do NIL.
Oh,
it's illegal.
Almost said a wordy dirt.
It's illegal.
How is it illegal?
To the university, if you are a supporter of the university, you cannot also pay NIL.
But you said that there are more endorsements than anything else. How is it illegal then?
I just explained it to you. If you fund the university, You cannot also provide NIL. They've got to straighten up the rules with NIL.
They really do. They really do, okay? Because as long as you are in the current state, and I know we're up against the break, Jesse, as long as you're in the current state of things with this football program, and you said it, I'm gonna quote you because you said this not a week ago or so. As long as the football program is operating in the black, this administration does not care. This is my one pass. I apologize to my sponsors and to my team and to the fans, but this administration will not give a damn about this program as long as they're making their money in the stadium. So fans, I'm going to call you out. All right. I'm going to call you out. All right. I'm going to call you out. And Jesse, you can jump my butt if you want to. But this is just me. I'm a realist. And if you want to call me a hater, you don't want to call me a real fan, that's fine. But quit taking out billboards. Quit flying planes over the stadium. Just don't go. If you want to make a statement, if you want to make an impact, that's where you hit them. Don't go to the game. Don't spend your money going to the game.
Here's the problem, Zach. They have it set up to where you are trapped. Because if you stop donating to the foundation for a year, you lose your place. You lose your seats. You got to start all over at the back of the line. So they're maintaining their donation. They're maintaining their season tickets. Hunter Yurachek don't care if you show up or not, because at that point, Hunter Yurachek and Board of Trustees and the entire athletic department has what they want, the money to operate everything else.
I think this was said in the pregame show. And I'll make this fact, then we'll step away. Hear from our sponsor, Allen Kerr Advisors. I'm trying to remember now. I just totally lost it. I did.
Well, on that, let's go to break. We'll come back and we'll jump back into them comments.
You're listening to the Allen Kerr Advisors fifth quarter postgame show on the Sideline Radio Network. Back right after this.
Hi, I'm Allen Kerr, president and founder of Allen Kerr Advisors. As an advisor group, our goal is to ensure a positive reputation with government agencies and legislative bodies to provide timely and proactive solutions for all of our clients. We have successfully represented our clients with targeted campaigns that get results. Our focus is on the insurance industry, but we're experts in other areas of business as well. We're a full-service, nationwide advisor group with legislative and regulatory relationship networks in all 50 states. We can assist companies in getting their first certificate of operation and then help them expand nationwide. We can also help businesses create and launch new products, setting up standard risk pools, and creating captive entities. So, if you're planning a company expansion, if you plan to create a captive, if you have a dispute with a regulator, or if you need an expert witness to win your case, if you're planning a merger or acquisition, or if you just need legislative guidance or access, your next call should be to Allen Kerr Advisors. Give us a call or click that contact button on the top of our website at allenkerradvisors.com.
Welcome back to the Allen Kerr Advisor fifth quarter postgame show. Razorback Zach and Jesse the Beard Thurman hanging out with you. Alongside, we're going to go ahead and bring our social media manager into this. Our boy Loki, the wise man.
Oh, good. I got to call him out for one of his comments.
Oh, crap. Maybe I shouldn't bring him on then.
Bring him on in.
All right. Joined now by our social media manager, Loki DeWitt. We call him the wise man. Loki, man, please tell me you have some counsel for us here at Inside the Hog Pen.
First, I know Jesse's about to come at me over that emoji I posted during the show on Thursday.
Actually, that ain't it, but we'll get to it. It's down in the comments. I saw it when I was skimming. We'll get to that in a second.
Now, first off, I had to come in here and back up my hot take there. that's what it is like if we had lost to Tennessee, because I remember everybody was over the moon. Like there were people predicting like national titles after we beat Tennessee.
That's a little.
And yeah, Tennessee has been. I didn't say they were right. I said they were out there, but they. It doesn't matter what Tennessee did after we did. Like during that game, they made the terrible mistake of giving us hope. They made us believe. And then they immediately went out and like, what was it you guys said the other week? Amber Heard it all over the bed for the remainder of the season.
We need to come
Shout
up with a
out Matt
graphic
Jones for that phrase.
We need to come up with a graphic for that. I'm just saying. But no, you're absolutely right, Loki. And the thing is that is the worst thing for this Razorback football program right now is hope, especially for the fans. Okay. Now explain something to me though. Why? And I saw this on Twitter, and I think one of the big name media people posted this question. Maybe Jesse can find it for me while I'm quoting this. I think it was Courtney Mims that said it, or Alyssa Orange, one of the two. Talking about this billboard that's out on 49. All right, this anonymously posted billboard that just popped up out of nowhere. You wasted money on a billboard because you thought that was the smart thing to do, but then you want to gripe. Fans want to gripe and complain about NIL. What if you'd have taken that money and put it to NIL?
That was Alyssa Orange.
Thank you.
I seen that tweet earlier. I wouldn't put my money towards NIL. There's nothing worth paying out there right now. They've proved they can't manage the NIL. We lost one of our best defenders because they didn't want to pay him.
Oh,
he's playing for Baylor now.
By the way, we lost our best kicker coming in. He went to Florida.
Yeah, because he got drafted. I'll stand on that. Thank you.
Okay, not the one I was saying, but that's pretty good.
He's talking about the recruits.
But tell me where I'm lying. Tell me where I'm lying.
He is trying hard to break the tension. No, but again, it all boils down to talent level. And it goes back to my original thing. You can't get the talent level you need if you don't have the money to pay them. If you're sitting on what you said, 11.5 million?
I think it was what I seen was 11.5.
If you're sitting on $11.5 million, why are you not going and getting somebody?
Well, here's my question. If we have $11.5 million, where is it going?
Bud Walton Arena.
I mean, we have $11.5 million. We're not recruiting worth a damn. And then like, we had a drone show. Money well spent. Let me go sign up right now.
That was $150,000 right there.
That is one thing I will say to clarify. That $11.5 million is amongst all sports at the university. And Cal has 6 or 7 earmarked for him. That was part of getting him here.
And why can't we convince
showing it?
Then why can't we convince the Tyson guy to become a fan of all of our sports and kick a little nuggets towards our friggin' football team instead of just basketball?
Or I don't know, go to Palm Bluff and have that initiative done, and it benefit every college in the state.
Because the board of trustee would lose money at his real job.
But again, I'm not a real fan, so what the hell do I know?
But that's the thing. You can't play modern football when your administration's still in 1985.
Nah, I'd go 1995.
The reason Tyson doesn't fund football like he does basketball is because Hunter refused to fire Pittman and hire Gus.
Yeah.
The checkbook was out. The check was written.
Here's the thing,
Hunter
though.
refused to play ball, and he ripped the check up.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Where was UCF's quarterback today? Sitting in the stands in Fayetteville.
That's their third-string quarterback. What does he matter?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. He got benched because he's – never mind.
That says something to me, speaking of that he goes to UCF and he's a third stringer, but he was our starter. That's a pretty loud statement that I've not heard anybody talk about.
For the record, though, and I will defend KJ on this. For the record, who recruited him?
That would be a Chad Morris, if I'm not mistaken.
That's my point.
At least he didn't come down with a mysterious knee injury and never come back to the state.
You're trying to get me going again, aren't you?
Let's get back.
Is it working? No.
All right, look, we're going to let you go, buddy. Thanks for joining us on the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show. I hate that guy. I'm just kidding.
All right. Sponsor James Harris says he also hired the gymnast coach, which was a good hire.
Did he hire Jordan?
Yeah, because she's only been here for a couple of years. He would have hired Jordan.
Oh, I guess so. Okay.
Dennis Gamble says no one wants to play for a losing team. Exactly.
Okay, let me throw a question out to you guys. And Jesse, you're not allowed to answer because I already know your question. If Arkansas has already locked up bowl eligibility, and this was supposedly our what? 7th win? All right. Would y'all still be this mad? If Arkansas goes 6-6 every year or better, because let's face it, 6-6 should be the benchmark. You sprinkle in an 8-4, 9-3. Would we still be hating this much on Sam Pittman right now? Because let's keep in mind, he may be having a rough year this year. He may have dropped the ball last year. All right. But 4 out of the 5 years that he's been here, he's been to a bowl game.
On that note, MC and I were talking about Thursday. I can't remember if we were on the show or if it was pre-show. 6-6 ain't good enough. 8-4 should be the standard.
Jesse, look at I agree. I agree to a point because I said this during pregame. Look at the competition around us. Okay, look at the level of competition around us. Everybody's beating up on everybody this year because there's no division. Usually about this time, Jesse, tell me if I'm wrong. Usually about this time, maybe a week or so ago, you'd be able to say these two teams are going to Atlanta to play for the SEC title. And it was either Georgia or Alabama or LSU. But now you have 8 different teams vying for that spot. 8 different teams. Now you include Texas and Oklahoma in that. Oklahoma's not built for the SEC yet, but they might get there.
Oklahoma's just riddled with injuries this year.
6-6 with the talent level and the competition that's around us. 6-6 may be the best Arkansas can do. With
8-4. 8-4 should be the standard. I will die on that hill.
And I mean, and again, I agree with you to a point, to a certain extent.
Look at this year. We beat Oklahoma State, which we should have beat. We hold on and we beat A&M. We beat La Tech. We're 8-4. We are not so outmatched, even with our current lack of talent, that we can't go 8-4 every year. Yeah, you're going to have a bad year and go 7-5, 6-6.
Hey, do me a favor and put Tom Eubanks' comment up there. And no,
I'm not mark where I was.
No, I'm not about to dog him. I do want to kind of comment on his thought, though.
The Green Kid comment.
No, Pittman's got to go. Anyone that's happy with 6-6 or week.
Where is it at?
Very bottom, right above. Here, I got
there
it.
There it is.
You got it. Tom Eubanks says, by the way, I love his Facebook profile picture. That is one of my favorite characters right there. Val Kilmer and Tombstone. Pittman's got to go. Anyone that's happy with 6-6 or week. Nobody should be happy or content with 6-6. I agree. But when you're in the situation that we're in, and you go, 3-7, 3-9 his first year in 2020, which doesn't count. Technically doesn't count, but it does. And then you turn around the next year and go 9-3. You think you're turning the corner, and you barely go 7-6. and that includes the bowl win. So regular season, you're 6-6. You take a very average, very average, less than mediocre Kansas team to 3 overtimes after blowing a 20-point lead. And then you completely collapse into
that game.
Huh?
Part of that was on the officials that game.
True. I was there. And then you go 4-8 next year, and now you're struggling to get to 6 wins now. You're trending in the wrong direction. So, yes, I agree. 6-6 is anybody who is over the moon excited with 6-6. Yes, there's something wrong with. I'm not going to call anybody weak, but there's something wrong with that. But is he eating a waffle? Sorry, I got the LSU Florida game on here in their hog pen, and I just got my ADHD just kind of got distracted. You guys understand, with 2 more wins, Pittman's the most successful coach since Bobby P. All he's got to do is win 2 more, and he's the most successful coach since Bobby P.
How long was Bielema here?
5 years.
You
He was
sure?
there 13-17.
Okay.
13-17.
I didn't think it was that long.
Because 18-19 was Chad Morris, 20-24 was Pitt.
It is, but still not good enough.
Ha! Jesse won't say it, but he knows I'm right. I got one up on him. Ha ha. All right, I'll get off my soapbox now. No, it just, again, it all goes back to talent level. This loss is strictly on lack of talent. All right. And because of that lack of talent, you had bad execution. All right. Which most people will point to the coaching staff. Justin Ashmore says Green makes bad decisions. I was screaming, put Singleton in the whole time. I wondered what that noise was. I heard it all the way here in Benton. Let's face it. Either he won't be great behind our, quote, blue collar offensive line, but Singleton at least is a 1-2-3, get the ball out, or at least steps up in the pocket. Pitt has to go. Good old boy, but good is gone. Enjoy your vacation home in Hot Springs, Sam and Jamie. Damn.
Is blue light special, not blue collar?
Yeah. Is it safe? And here's the thing, okay? I want to caveat off of his comment. Sam Pittman is supposed to be a offensive line guru. So somebody somewhere explain to me, like I'm an idiot, no comment, Jesse, why our offensive line has been so bad for 5 years. If he is this offensive line guru, because think about it, in 2014, we had the biggest line in all of football, not just collegiate level, all of football. I am about to get a whole heap of crap because he is stroking his beard and has a grin on his face. I am in deep trouble. But somebody explain to me why our offensive line is so freaking bad.
You ready?
Not really, but go for it.
Sam Pittman, being a great offensive line coach and great recruiter, is University of Arkansas propaganda. Got in a fight with my buddy over this the other day. Sam Pittman is a fraud. Oklahoma is having the worst offensive season they have had since Sam Pittman was on staff. Yes, he had the biggest offensive line under Bielema. Bielema's a Big Ten coach. That's all they are, is big offensive lines. Bielema helped recruit them boys in here. Now, yes, Sam did have an amazing O-line at Georgia, but it's Georgia. I could have an amazing offensive line at Georgia. They have some of the best offensive linemen in the country in their backyard pre-NIL days. Sam has yet to prove he's as good as the university claims he is. He has not proven it anywhere.
Let's take a pause, Jesse, and do a SEC scoreboard update. Florida just scored on LSU. It is 7-0 in middle of the first quarter, I do believe. That's about 8 minutes left in the first quarter. It is, like I said, 7-0 Gators, and it's still early. Too early right now to put them on upset watch, but we got a good one going on in the swamp right now.
But, yep, that's my take on Sam Pittman.
Okay, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be because, let's face it, I thought I was about to get taken to the woodshed.
No. You have a valid question, and the answer is it's propaganda from the university.
And we know how we feel about propagandas here on ITHP. Tom Eubank says, thanks, guys, for enjoy your show. We're all so frustrated. Tom, thanks for joining us, man. Hope to see you as a regular fan from here on. Dennis Gamble says either he isn't, or it's the talent. Look, he says they're busy dumping their money into the Broncos, which is just about as bad. We're not going to talk about the Broncos here on my show.
Oh, no, we're going to talk about this for a minute. Walmart ain't dumping nothing into the Broncos. Nope. And the sooner that people, and especially Walmart employees, realize that, the better off everybody will be. That man took his own money, not company money, his money, spent his money on a football team, just like I take my money and spend it on my house. Has nothing to do with Walmart. He just happens to be an heir of Sam Walton. So, no, Walmart is not dumping money into the Broncos. Let's get back down here. Let's see what else we got going in these comments.
It all boils down to Dennis Gamble. Totally agree. It's propaganda. Propaganda. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna read this one from Lucky, but it's gonna take up the entire screen.
It'd be all right.
All right. I expect that we will lose games. I expect we will have bad seasons. Damn it, Jesse. I expect us to get mud in our eye from time to time. That is the nature of the beast. That is also the game of football. What I do expect us is to actually attempt to look like we're trying to look like we are building a playoff caliber team. What I do expect is us to actually attempt to look like we are trying to look like my English teacher is about to roll over in her grave right now. Like we're building a playoff caliber team. What I do expect is us to give us an exciting Loki, what are you drinking, dude? An exciting product to enjoy on the field. What I do expect is us to see where our money is going while our AD is begging for more cash like a televangelist. What I expect us to be is us to be Shakespeare? Is there an end to that sentence? What the? Talk about leaving us on a cliffhanger. But I mean, he's right though. Look, here's the thing. You're not going to be able to win every game. All right. Argument can be made for like the Oregons, the Indianas, the Armies. Evidently you can win every game. Not Arkansas. It's just not happening. All right.
There is no undefeated SEC team.
No. There is no undefeated SEC team. All right. There's not. Next week, you got Louisiana Tech coming in, and I believe the kickoff for that is also 11 o'clock, or is that in the afternoon? Is that a 3:15 game?
I want to say we got a 3:15 game on that, but let me look real quick. 3 p.m. kickoff.
Okay, so that is a 3 p.m. kickoff. For all intents and purposes, as we're wrapping up here on the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show, for all intents and purposes, you should be able to beat them and be 20 and get to 6 wins. Clemson holds on and beats Pitt 24-20, but they needed a freaking miracle to do it.
You said Clemson held on and won.
Clemson held on and won. Let's look at some of these other games that have gone final here in the SEC. Auburn beats Louisiana Monroe 48-14. Going into the fourth quarter, Kentucky is up on Murray State 34-3. And then about 3/4 of the way through the third quarter there, number 10 Alabama is up on Mercer 38-7. And like I said, with 7:12 left to go in the first quarter, 6:41 to go in the first quarter, Florida is up on number 22 LSU in the Swamp 7-0.
Pitt on the post-game radio. There was a lot of fighting our kids. It's just unfortunate that we lost the turnover battle again. That's about what 10 points looks like. 2 turnovers, 10 points. Yep.
Yeah. In other words, I don't know what happened.
No, he actually did know this time. Lucky for him. Trying to see if there's any other comments from him on post game while we're closing up.
Here's something else I want to make known, and I will die on this hill until he has proven me otherwise. Travis Williams is not ready to become a head coach in college football. Stop with the whole give Travis Williams a chance. Make Travis Williams head coach. Fire Sam and put T-Will in his place. I'm not going to call y'all a trash fan base because I am a member of this fan base. What I will say is we've got some characters in our fan base, just like everybody else.
We
got any more break? Yeah, see, it happens to the best of us.
I was going to say something. I don't remember what I was going to say now.
Our age is catching up to us, Jesse.
Even DJ Williams was calling for Malachi Singleton during the game on Twitter.
Who was?
DJ Williams.
Yeah, if y'all haven't checked out his game breakdowns on Mondays, y'all need to do that. All right. Y'all really want to get pissed at somebody? Get pissed at a former player for calling it like he sees it. You know, kind of how we do.
Yeah, he spares no feelings in those post-game breakdowns.
We're nice about it just because we're realists. But when you have somebody who actually played the game, who actually played as a Razorback, and who I know personally bleeds Razorback red, you kind of take notice and kind of heed what he's got to say. I mean, that's just me, though.
I do want to touch on this. This is something I wanted to touch on pregame. We didn't get to.
I told you about
where'd it go?
things.
Garrett says, I want the division back. Consistent teams go against the consistent. I want the division back. Consistent teams to go against. You can't do divisions with 16 teams. It's not going to work.
Yeah, you can.
Because either you're going to have to completely screw up the divisions and have no geographical sense, or Georgia's going to have a pretty much cakewalk to the championship game every year. I would like to see pods. Four pods, 4 times each.
You realize who the pod's going to be, right?
Our pod, more than likely,
Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri.
No, they wouldn't separate Texas and Texas A&M. I think we would get probably Oklahoma, Mizzou, us, and I could see them going Kentucky or even LSU.
I was going to say I can see LSU, or I mean you can take Ole Miss.
Actually, I take that back. No, here's a good way to do it: LSU, A&M, Texas, Arkansas, or even Oklahoma there.
How the hell do
you keep your Texas games? You put us with Arkansas, Vandy, Tennessee, Kentucky, the 2 Mississippi schools and the 2 Alabama schools, and then Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and who have I left out of this? Who am I missing? LSU, Texas, A&M, Oklahoma.
Okay, hold on. LSU, Texas, A&M, and OU. That's 1.
Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Auburn, and Bama.
Okay.
I know who I left out. I left out little brother up north. I left out Mizzou.
Oh, yeah. We forgot the dork.
Who cares about them? So you probably go Arkansas, Mizzou, Kentucky, Vandy, and then you throw Tennessee in with Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina.
Okay, so how would you determine who goes to Atlanta then?
So you play every team in your pod. That's 3 games. And then you play 2 games against someone in each other. You play 2 of the 4 teams in each other pod.
All right.
9-game SEC schedule.
All right. I can get down with that.
You win your pod, you're automatically qualified, and then it's based on how you competed against the other pods.
Be different. That'd be something to do. But, oh, man, we could keep going around and around, but, you know, the bottom line is we lost. Big whoop.
Again.
3 o'clock kickoff next week for La Tech. That is back home. That is in Fayetteville. You got 1 game left in Fayetteville, 2 games left on the schedule. For all intents and purposes, you should not lose this game. If you lose to Louisiana Tech, you will officially hear Razorback Zach jump on the Fire Sam Pittman bandwagon because there is no excuse to lose to Louisiana Tech. None. Y'all can hate me all you want. My Twitter handle is @RazorbackZach1. You can see it under my name there on the screen. But bottom line, we held Texas to 20 points. This could have been a whole lot worse. This could have been a whole lot worse. And again, I'm not a sunshine pumper. I'm a realist. And the reality of it is, this could have been a one-sided blowout. I mean, we were headed for a shutout for a while. It was 10-0 at the half. All right. They made the halftime adjustments. They did what they could, but Texas was just the better team. Final thoughts before we get out of here, Jesse.
Basketball plays Pacific Monday night.
Nah, season's over. They lost. Fire the whole team. Fire the whole staff.
Soccer, let me pull up when soccer's next match is. They did basically curb stomp OSU the other day, 4-0 in the opening round of the NCAA tournament.
For those of you that are going to come after me about firing Calipari because we lost a game, that is an inside joke between all of us here at ITHP. I am not on board the Fire Calipari team 2 games into the season. It is an inside joke. So everybody calm yourselves down.
Soccer will be back in action Friday night at Razorback
Wow, he
Field.
shanked that kick. LSU just completely shanked a 40-something yard field goal.
Did they borrow our kicker?
Yeah, right. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. It is still 7-0 turnover on downs because they completely just missed and whiffed on the field goal.
But yeah, Friday night, Hogs will be back in action at Razorback Field, taking on either Pepperdine or Cal. And then as far as volleyball, they had a tough loss last night against Ole Miss. Their schedule, they will be in action tomorrow against LSU down in Baton Rouge. So that's about all we got going on in athletics world right now. Busy time of year.
It is, but football's winding down. Basketball's ramping up. And it's going to be a fun one. That's going to do it for us on the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show. For Jesse the Beard Thurman, the wise man Loki DeWitt, and all of us here at ITHP, I'm Razorback Zach. Thank you for joining us. We will see you back here Thursday night for our regularly scheduled Inside the Hog Pen weekly show with myself, MC, and Jesse breaking down everything and giving you the biggest news stories from Razorback Nation, along with some of our own thoughts and opinions sprinkled in. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. We will see you back here Thursday. Until next time, So long, everybody.
Hey, Hog Fanatics! We at Inside the Hog Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog Fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Yeah!